happening to the green screen?
That's weird.
Yeah, well, welcome everybody. Let me see if I can fix this while I'm talking. Welcome to the stream. Can everybody hear me? We have a new setup today. Let me fudge with this a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right. Welcome to the stream. This is called Sketch Fighters. You guys like my new mask? I can only read out of one eye hole because anyways, here we are, episode 106. Ooh, this is getting hot. Today we're going to be celebrating, going to give kind of like a Monkey Prince preview. And we're going to do some sketching. There we go. I gotta take this off. Ooh. Oh, man, that was hot.
That's giving me PTSD for when your birds attacked me.
I haven't, I told you not to mess with the birds.
You told me to be friendly with them,
Yeah,
and
but
I was being friendly.
So, welcome to the stream called Sketch Fighters. My name is Bernard Chang. I'm joined with our co-hosts. Right now we have FLETCH Chu Fong, former DC Comics executive. If you guys have ever been to any of the conventions where DC Comics had a presence, that was all because of Fletch, along with his team. We're also joined by our resident comics expert, Courtney. Want to say hello, guys?
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
I think we'll be joined shortly with Sean and maybe Tommy. I think Jerry's in chat, but Jerry's going to be, I think he's busy working, so. Oh, this AirPod thing is really annoying. Do you guys have AirPods?
No, they don't fit my ear.
One of these AirPods is like, anytime my head moves or when I'm talking, because of the jaw, it shakes. I think it's a little loose for some reason. So it's not giving me like I'm getting this rattling in my ear.
It's a little too small.
You think?
Yeah, I think you need to upgrade. Need something a little bigger.
Do you, I'm not a AirPod size queen though. But
I have very small ear holes, so everything hurts.
well, it doesn't hurt. It's just
Yours is loose.
it just rattles, and I tried changing the. Maybe I need to just take it in. I don't know if it's still under warranty. I bought it maybe.
They'll probably give you new ones. They pass those out.
When did you buy it, Bernard?
I don't know. I gotta look it up. I think it might have been over a year.
Oh, I was gonna say if it's under a year, you might be able to talk to the technician over there and see if we get them changed out or exchanged.
I'm sure they'll give you new ones.
Yeah, it's just the right one. The left one is fine. But it's like, it's very annoying now that I'm talking on it. I'm really recognized. Anyways, spend like 5 minutes talking about. Let me say hello to everybody in chat. Lurky Lurk, Long Wu. I think, who's first today? Because I saw you guys. I don't know how you guys are able to chat if I'm not online for some reason. But so we're gonna have to go to the judges on here. What's up, Lurky? All the way from Canada. Long Wu, good to see you, Long Wu. Hope you've been well. D Rogers, what's up, D Rogers? With the warm nuts in first class. Jerry's here in chat. What's up, Make Havoc, Steve? Wow, sighting of our co-moderator, Steve. Make Havoc 247. Good to see you. How was the Ontario Comic-Con Revolution? Jeremy Joe, good to see you. Jeremy Joe, thank you for the sub. 5 months in a row. Thank you, Jeremy Joe. Thank you for the your support. I mailed out a batch of sketches a few weeks ago. I'm hoping everybody got them. There are still a couple left. The international guys, because you have to fill out this other customs form. And then Lurky Lurk didn't get back to me while I was at the post office. Beef Skeleton, good to see you, Beef Skeleton. James Quo, what's up? What's up, James Quo? Carson McKinney, blast from the past, Mr. Carson McKinney, our get back coach. Courtney, you have to be careful with Carson. I think he's underage. He's like 18,
I'll
19.
behave myself.
So,
Oof, that's like 12.
Carson is currently going to SVA, School of Visual Arts, in New York
Nice.
City.
Awesome.
That is the former school of also our good friend John Paul Leon. SVA. Who else? Simple Man. What's up, Simple Man Tony? Good to see him here. Simple Man's been posting a lot of stuff up on Instagram for a while. Mr. Joshua. Good to see Mr. Joshua. I owe Mr. Joshua a couple of drawings still. Schedule's been hectic. Last week I couldn't stream. Just under a very tight deadline crunch. I actually have to keep tonight short as well. I think we're going to have to push off the storytelling, although I might take a look at some of the stuff that you guys have done, and then get back to it, if not next week, the week after. We have 5 or 6 pages total, and then what we'll do is after we do those first 5 or 6 pages, and then we'll start again with some other exercises, I think, of specific scenes. Really to challenge you guys in terms of your storytelling sensibility. The more you kind of get into the drawing aspect, the more you guys hopefully will see that, drawing comics is not just about drawing things well or drawing things nicely. I don't know if there's another term, but it's also the storytelling component. There's a lot of problem solving. There's a lot of thought that needs to go into it. So, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's fun looking at all of your layouts that you guys post up on the Discord. Let's see, what is the Discord? Let me find the Discord. Copy. Here's a link on the Discord if you guys are just watching this. Make sure you hit that like button or subscribe button down, depending if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Let's see who. Golf Boy Sunday. What's up, Golf Boy Sunday? Good to see you here. Golf Boy also. We have a very international crowd. We have a couple guys from Canada so far. I know we have all the way from Melbourne, Australia. We have viewers in India, maybe in the UK. Maybe some in Brazil. So we have a good worldwide contingency. Let's see here. Matthew Crossart. Good to see Matthew Crossart is our resident chess expert, as well as our Japanese translator, number 1A. Of course, Courtney can also translate Japanese for us, which is comes very in handy. As you know, we cover a lot of topics Japanese on the stream. Carson McKinney is currently working on an X-Men page for my Principles of Cartooning class. Is Mazzucchelli still teaching at SVA? SVA, I know they used to have a wealth of comic book artist teachers. Walter Simonson, Mazzucchelli, Klaus Janson. Those were the teachers that were there when I was in college years. I didn't go to SVA. I went to Pratt. There is one university in the U.S. That does offer a sequential illustration major. So you graduate from college with a bachelor in fine arts with a specified sequential illustration. That's SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. Let's see, James Quirrell. Huh?
Mazzucchelli retired last year. He says
Oh,
in the chat.
okay. Mazzucchelli, I think someone put up, was it Yojimbo must have posted up a link on the Discord. There was a nice, where he gave a course. Mazzucchelli was teaching a class to, I think, some regular high school or college students. And he covers a lot of stuff that we glance over here. And he does it in a much more eloquent way than we do. And I think it's a very good video to watch as a precursor to everything in terms of your approach as a comic book artist. In the background, you hear my two birds, Beavis and Butthead. They're in their cage already, so there's no chance to win a sticker today, but maybe next week. I see Tommy's here.
Hey.
What's up, Tommy? How you doing? Tommy Lee Edwards, professional comic book artist / designer / actually no, professional comic book artist / auto mechanic. Right.
How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming in okay. Can you guys hear him?
I think so.
Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way High, Way's here. Good to see you, Way. Original OD, what's up, Bill? How you doing? Jeremy Joe, I think we're getting everybody. Spenny G, what's up, Spenny G? Let's see. I wonder if Jerry's bumped into Rat Lady Raquel lately. She seems to be quite the celebrity now in the Upper West Side boat basin. Make Havoc, thank you for the sub. 18 months. Thank you, Make Havoc.
Is Fletch on?
Fletch is on.
What's up? How you doing,
Hey,
bro?
buddy.
Fletch and Courtney are both on.
Oh, hi, Courtney.
Hi, Tommy.
We're just waiting for Sean to jump on.
Very cool.
I'm just running through the chat real quick. B-Dub, giving a shout out to everybody that's out here today. Kevin P. West, good to see Kevin P. West. Okay, I think I'm pretty much caught. Oh, Crispy Egg Rolls here. What's up, Crispy? Good to see Crispy. Crispy is a mod for Jim Lee. We're in the presence of greatness here. Jamie Odell, what's up, Jamie Odell? Let's see. Oh, Gozer, we have a viewer from China. Good to see Gozer. Hope your drawing is coming along well. How's Gozer actually? Are you still going to Savannah College of Art and Design? I think I'm almost caught up. I gotta try to tell myself to do a better job of reading chat. It's a little difficult to draw and read. Jerry has a new shirt up on, I think it might be coming up. So you guys be on the lookout for that. Let's see, I'll post the Discord chat again. If you guys want to jump on the Discord. Okay, well, how should we start it off? Tommy, you got something you want to talk about?
Not really. I just I gotta let the dogs in.
I think the term is letting the dogs out.
I never know what day it is, and then I get a text from Bernard, hey, we're streaming, and then I said, oh, it's Tuesday. So that's my one day I know that it's Tuesday.
Yeah, when you work as a freelance artist, a lot of times you don't really understand the concept of weekday weekends is really a foreign thing. A lot of times during the week, I won't know unless there was something specific. Well, I knew Tuesday, but yesterday I don't know what yesterday felt like, because I'd been up all week, pretty much.
I did actually leave the cave today, and I went to Raleigh. I drove the blue Valiant up to Raleigh. I got a new computer.
Oh, new iMac?
Yeah, I got the new MacBook Pro.
Oh wow, M1?
Ooh.
Yeah, the M1 16-inch.
Nice.
Jealous.
Oh, they have a 16-inch now?
Yeah. I've been waiting for like a few months.
Yeah.
Because of course I had to like customize it, but then it just came in yesterday. So my hand was shaking signing that invoice.
Mm.
Did you put any cool Mad Max decals on there?
Not yet.
What? How much RAM did you put in there?
um, I can't remember. 64, I think. I didn't go
64.
crazy.
I'm curious why you got the MacBook Pro instead of an iPad.
The iMac.
Instead of an iMac,
Well, instead of a iPad Pro.
iPad. I already have an iPad Pro.
Oh, you do? To draw on.
Yeah, but I don't really. I prefer to work on the Cintiq,
Oh, okay.
and also I prefer using a computer to an iPad.
Mm. But then, what do you connect the to the MacBook Pro to? Do you connect that to your Wacom, or do you just use that as a what? What do you use it for?
My iPad Pro. Oh, I don't really use it that much. I use it a lot when I was working on when I was testing Adobe Fresco for Adobe,
Uh-huh.
and then I would draw on it a lot in Fresco, but that's it. I don't really use it that much.
I'm looking through on the Discord. Yeah. So, how much was the bill? So we
I
all.
was like almost like 3,000 something.
Damn.
Chump change for you, Bernard.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I got a new because I got extra RAM and I got the 2 terabyte SSD instead of the one that comes with.
Uh-huh.
So I just added a little here and there, and then I got a new wireless keyboard. I'm so like outdated that my keyboard I use is still like a old USB plug-in keyboard, So I kind of did a much needed upgrade. I'm still using the same computer I've been using since 2012.
Wow.
Wow.
So and it works great, It's my machine still works. It just right now I'm kind of like at a point where all right, I have to finally go for it,
Yeah. You're future proofing it, and
Yeah.
well, for the next 10 years anyway.
Yeah, Simple Man said that's like the price of an entire top-end upgrade to your motor in the Valiant, and that's exactly what I was thinking, and it breaks my heart.
Well, did you really need it?
It's not essential, but it was time.
Yeah.
And also I wanted a new laptop, and I wanted to give my 13-inch laptop to Melissa for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You weren't.
So it kind of hits both things,
Right. Right.
I'm still using my Tower, my old MacBook, not MacBook, but my Mac Pro Tower.
Yeah, that's what because that's what you're using that's connected to your Wacom, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So and this is supposedly light years faster, So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh man, I just got an alert that Apple's coming out with a new MacBook Pro next week.
Of course.
Isn't that what always happens? Right when
as soon as I got home, I opened my old MacBook Pro, and it like died on me, and I was like, oh shit! It sensed that there was the new one in the house.
Oh man,
That's so sad.
Well, the computers do that, right? There's gremlins
Well,
that.
I had my Cintiq since 2007, the original Cintiq 21UX or whatever. Remember that old one we had? I had that ever since the very first one that ever came out, and it lasted, like 12 years or whatever, until finally the 36-inch one came out. And that's the one I've been using. That's the one I do Jupiter's Legacy on. Gary's asking about a Cintiq laptop. I didn't even know they had a laptop.
Yeah, they make like a little Cintiq like portable.
Huh.
almost like an iPad thing. It's like its own computer.
It's $3,500. Holy crap! Wow.
See, I'm kind of in a camp where now, like again, like last year, I bought a new iMac Mini, and I've been using that connected to my Wacom. But most of the digital drawing I'm doing on my iPad. The traditional drawing, but I'll do all the digital coloring still in Photoshop just because I'm used to the Photoshop. There's certain features in Photoshop that I find a little bit more, a little bit better than Procreate. Anyways, I'm looking through some of the layouts from what you guys have done on the Batgirl. So the next 2 pages, Batgirl breaks through the skylight and busts up Dr. Doom's gang. And then in the 2 pages, she's going to kind of defeat the 3 Doombots, but at the end save the people in the bank. But then the last, or we might not see it, but Doom gets away. So, just looking at some of these pages. These are all good levels of detail. I wouldn't go any further than any of this. Looking at Jeremy Joe's.
These are in the Butthead artwork.
Yeah, these are in the Butthead artwork folder. Sean is here too. What's up, Sean Chen? Professional comic book artist / catalytic, one less catalytic converter. Sean, you there?
I'm here.
How's it going on the East Coast there?
I'm a Marvel artist again.
Congratulations! Are you going to announce that? Can you announce it or what?
Oh yeah, I'm just filling in for a while. But I want to talk to CB about how they have the Stormbreakers.
Yeah.
That's for the new kids, right? So I want a program where they bring back some old farts, like retired people, and then have them come back and compete against each other. And the best one, it'll be called the Hip Breakers, so that we can make money again and earn money for our osteoporosis medicine.
Hip replacements.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be a hip breaker. I'm gonna try.
Wow, that's cool.
Sean Chen,
Can you talk about your book or no, not yet?
Well, I'm just stepping in. There's an artist that it has some undisclosed health issues, so I'm helping out for a little bit.
COVID has been
I don't know.
Has been a blessing for you, huh?
I thought you spilled the tea there, Sean.
It's like the double hip breaker is the other guy.
Well, John Romita's back. He's doing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so
John Romita's back at Marvel, drawing Spider-Man.
Who's
he's a fellow hip breaker. Your favorite, Scott Hanna.
Oh, Scott Hanna?
Yeah.
My favorite or Tommy's favorite?
Are you
Tommy's favorite.
Are you serious or are you just joking with me?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, and John Romita is very stoked. So they're a good team. So he says that Scott Hanna is a great inker because he is an artist, not just an inker. So he can actually correct all of John Romita's drawing mistakes.
Well, that's what Scott Hanna says. Yeah.
What have they? What have that combo worked on before?
A lot. I mean, I think maybe someone would know, but maybe it was Spider-Man previously.
Oh, okay.
They did do some Spider-Man previously, I think. Maybe some X stuff. I don't remember. Maybe even some Iron Man.
Well, my question would be, I guess he's drawing it traditionally, JR, in pencils.
Yeah.
So therefore he would need an inker. But his style seems like he's doing it fairly loosely enough that I'm curious to see the pencils. And
Yeah, his pencils are always open for interpretation.
right.
That's why, you know, ugh.
Be nice.
I love Klaus Janson on his stuff. It's amazing. I love
Yeah,
Dan Green in the old, in the '90s and in the '80s.
yeah, yeah. The
Sean,
Klaus Janson thing
oh,
was on the Dark Knight special. That was great. That was my
Yes.
favorite thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Sean, are you gonna ink your own work this time?
No, I chickened out
Oh,
again.
come on, Sean. You don't need an inker.
Deadline fears.
Who you got? You got Scott Hanna to ink your stuff?
He's inked my stuff more than anyone has. I don't know who's gonna ink it. I'm gonna leave it up to them.
Sean, you don't need to get an inker. You can ink it yourself.
Well, my inking rate is very, very low because my pencil rate was too high. And then there's the biggest thing is the deadline issues. Like until I get my arms around that, I'm not gonna jeopardize the project.
There is no better way than to learn on the job. Isn't that right, Tommy? The best way to learn something is to learn on the job. You're getting paid to learn it.
Yeah.
And it's going to
Sometimes-
force you to, because of the deadline
But I
crunch.
understand though I mean like with me with Jupiter's Legacy, I've been doing a lot of experimenting and I keep falling behind, So I get what Sean's saying.
Oh, this is
It's not
John
a huge
Romita
project,
Jr.
though.
with Scott Hanna. Here we go. We have it
Yeah,
on
it's
Discord.
great stuff. I mean, I think it looks great.
I mean, I think it fits John Romita's style.
It's kind of like a real safe, kind of approach.
Yeah,
Where
as
I like
opposed to Klaus
clouds.
Janson.
Yeah. So it's definitely a subjective taste thing on my part.
Who was so Scott Hanna worked with you, Sean, on what? Iron Man?
Avengers Academy,
Avengers Academy?
and before that, I forgot what it was. I mean, it's been a long time. Like maybe a little bit of Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott Hanna inked Jr. on Spider-Man.
Okay. So it's a good reunion. At least they've worked on that title. Who's writing it?
Yeah. Oh,
doesn't-
Zeb Wells.
Who's Zeb Wells? I'm not familiar.
He's kind of like a funny writer. Zeb Wells has some celebrity wife. I'm not sure. Maybe Yojimbo can dig it up. But
He came out of the Wizard, I think. One of the discoveries from Wizard back when I was working there, like 20 years ago. But yeah, he got to start, through I think a talent search or something. I forget when the start was, but I knew Wizard had some kind of connection through that.
And the funny thing about JR is, like, I heard a very, very recent interview with him. He's still hungry, trying to prove himself. I think when he started, he was always under the shadow of his father, and no one believed he deserved his job because they thought it was just nepotism. So he worked very, very hard to get out from under that. And then he's constantly like trying to prove people wrong. So now the thing is, like, he thinks that people are prejudiced against him because he's old and he's done so much stuff, and that they think his best work is behind him. So he's got this chip on his shoulder that keeps him. I mean, I don't know, like, where you get that kind of fight at his age. It's like, but it's great though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to pick up that book, see what happens. Definitely, comics is a medium that, much like wrestling, I've always attested to this. There's a lot of nostalgic aspect to it, nostalgic connection with your favorite artists,
Thank
creators.
God.
So
And hip breaking.
and hip breakers. So in this hip breakers contest here for Marvel, who is going to, like, was JR going to go in the mix here with you?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Right
Yeah, I
now,
don't know who
it's
else.
just the whole thing is just Mike Vosberg. He runs the whole.
Mike Vosberg
He's
is
like,
back on Marvel?
no, I'm just kidding. I was just,
Walt Simonson, you know, they could really use him.
no shit.
So
That
I'm
would be
flipping through some of these layouts, and I think this stream, again, I'm limited time today. I'm gonna go do a quick monkey or try to finish this Monkey Prince sketch, and then we will jump back full into the storytelling in a couple of weeks. I know next week we're gonna have probably some more. We're gonna be able to flip through the Monkey Prince next week. But have you guys gotten a chance to look at some of the stuff yet? Right now I have Crispy's layout up here.
That looks great. That looks.
The only comment I would say with Crispy is I like how you broke it down into different
There's a
colors.
lot of panels.
But
There's
there's too many panels. Almost. I would say, yeah, it's and something like this at a point where you're going to have to. There's a lot of stuff going on in your head in terms of this action, and we're going to have to get at some point consolidate a little bit. But I really do think it's great to see you challenging yourself, and everybody's doing. Everybody's also approaching this with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And I think moving forward, I'm going to write out the script so that it's a little bit more firm in terms of what's happening. Because right now, I think we're probably a little too loose in terms of story elements. And so I'll take responsibility for that. It's been a while since I've been in this kind of teaching mode. So I think it would benefit everybody if we had a firm story, script, plot that we're all working from, as opposed to it's very loose right now. And so the dangers of that is that we could also get too far off track with creativity, as opposed to ultimately a lot of this storytelling is problem solving. So
on Crispy's layout here. I see. I'm trying to follow what's going on. I see. She like whips like battering things into like something, a guy,
mhm.
and then like lands and like gets somebody in the leg or something, and then she's like looks off camera and then reaches, pulls the grappling gun thing, and then shoots it, and then I get a little confused on what's going on.
Yeah, so the purple is Batgirl, the gray the Doombots, and then the green is Doctor Doom. And so I guess the first one, she's jumping through the window, the skylight. Uh-oh. Excuse me. She whips out, I think just before she lands, she pulls out what I'm assuming or shows the batarangs, but then she jumps off of the face of one of the Doombots, twirls in the air, and throws the batarang at the second Doombot. And then as she lands, she throws another batarang that I think hits another Doombot in the leg. And then there's the horizontal panel where we're focused on her eyes, where she turns around, looks, but she pulls out. It looks like she's reaching in her belt, and she pulls out a gun, or she pulls out something that then flips into a gun. And there's it's a grappling gun. She shoots it at one of the guys. It wraps around one of the Doombots, and then she twirls it she's basically using a Doombot as like a whatchamacallit.
Oh, she's like swinging him around.
Yeah.
And okay, I
Swinging
see.
at Doom. But then just as
Yeah, using him as a weapon.
right, using one of the Doombots as a weapon against Doom. But then Doctor Doom, then you see Doctor Doom's hands with the Kirby. What are those? Kirby dots. Kirby
Crackle.
Crackle.
Crackle, Kirby
Yeah.
Crackle, Kirby Crackle.
And oh, we have Ace here.
Hola, gang.
What's up, Ace? And then
What's up?
and then I guess Doom stops the Doombot just before it hits him. I'm not sure what's happening on that horizontal tier where it ends with the I. If that's supposed to be 3, or how many panels that is. Is that 1 panel, or is that 2 panels, or 3 panels? And then there's a big explosion. The Batgirl's in the foreground, uses her cape to shield herself, and she flips the cape over, and then we see the smoke, and then it's gone, and then he's disappeared. Okay.
Did y'all already do the skylight page when she broke through the skylight? That's the only page I did like last week or something
That
like
was
that.
the page before Ace. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but we didn't stream
No,
last
we
week,
didn't.
right?
No.
I like the ambition in this stuff. You know, it's hard to rein yourself in. You know, it's kind of like there's like 3 pages worth of stuff on each page. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. One of the anecdotes, is that the right word? And that is that the more panels per page, the kind of the slower time goes by a little bit slower, because your brain has to process multiple images. So especially in a fight sequence, where action is supposed to be very quick, it sometimes can go counter to perhaps what your initial intent is, right? And here, the initial intent is that Batgirl is able to pull off all of these acrobatic moves in terms of throwing the batarang, pulling out and whipping out the grappling gun, whipping the grappling gun around one of the Doombots and using that as a weapon against Doom. Those are all great ideas and concepts. However, time does flow by a little bit slower, and ultimately you would think that you have to weigh what it is that you're trying to tell versus how you're telling it. I think all of this it would take probably 4 pages. It's almost 4 pages.
Yeah, I would say each of these pages could be doubled. You know, like, you know, you could almost take the first half of. I would go, if we're looking at the first page, jump through the skylight. Just, you know, you could show everything up to like then her looking off panel, like, oh shit, something's going on. Watch, and then it would be a great page turning element too. And then you turn the page, then you have the whole sequence with her getting, you know, and have the same things happen, but with those small figures doing such big action in such small space, it gets hard.
Right.
So I would make that a separate page. And then the next page, I would end that on the explosion with her shielding herself. And then you turn the page and, oh, phew, she's okay. You know, she's emerging from the the smoke, and then you can have a big shot of her, and then I like the way those last four panels are the same uh, size.
Mm-hmm.
It gives it a really interesting timing to it, and it feels cinematic in the movement. Um, so that but yeah, I feel like you can still have this level of stuff, but I am totally confused also on the second tier there or what's going on. But
Yeah, the one with the eyeball. Crispy, what's going
yeah,
on in that? If you can type it in the chat.
it's good, nice job overall though.
So a lot of this also is watching the. I like to write everything down first on a piece of paper, so you itemize all of the actions that are happening, and then from that, I think there's a process where you can better visualize where you might need to consolidate. So the magic barrier is supposed to be explosive the moment the Doom bot hits it. Okay, so so we have the two. What we're talking about is supposed to be a wide shot into a close-up Doombot making contact with the inkling of an explosion, and then a close-up of Batgirl recognizing she made a uh-oh move. So is that 3 panels or is that 2 panels on that tier? Where we start with the gray Doombot's body and we end with the eyeball. Is 3 panels, okay. Yeah, so
It just needs to be clearer, and I think what I would do is, um, show it to, a friend or family member, and ask them what's happening. I mean, I'm always bugging my, if I'm not bugging one of these guys on here, I'm bugging, my wife or son or something, like, okay, can you see what's happening here? And that's just going to be a good thing for you to do.
yeah, part of that is also, I think, the approach I like to take a lot of times is understanding that all of these concepts are in your head. However, the reader, you can't go to every single comic book store or look over the shoulder of a reader or, go inside their homes and explain to them what's happening. The artwork has to speak for itself, and it has to be able to visually tell, express the story how you want to tell it, without even, I would say, word balloons or sound effects or whatever. So you have to always, I always try to draw things with, we talked about this in the first stream, developing a grammatical context in which you're telling your story visually. So, and what I mean by that is, there's periods, there's commas, there's pauses when you're talking, there's sentences. Sometimes when we talk a little bit different than we write. When you're writing, you're taught to write in sentences. If you're paragraphs is what, 4 to 5 sentences, with the first paragraph encapsulating what you're going to be detailing in the next 2 or 3 sentences, with the last one wrapping up the previous idea. And so, same thing with storytelling or comic books is how you're laying out the page, the panel construction, all of that. You begin to tell a rhythm, just like how Tommy's reacting to that last half of that second page, right? Where the last 4 panels of the smoke and doom, where they're all pretty much the same size, although the last one is a little bit taller than the 3 above it. But it begins to build a rhythm, right? And that rhythm is part of the storytelling dynamic that you're trying to establish. So that sequence works very well because she takes her cape and she flips it open, smoke's all around her. We see Doom, but the smoke is rising, and then as the smoke dissipates, he's gone. And then we reveal that she's in an empty bank, or, that at least Doom is gone. And that's a repeat of time where you keep the camera in the same area and one beat after the next after the next. However, in the previous sequence where Doom is establishing that magnetic field, it's a little bit of a different storytelling technique. However, in that, it's actually a little bit more confusing based on how it's composed. So really, it's almost 4 pages that you've had here in 2, and that becomes a problem too. I mean, it's part of the challenge, right? Drawing comics, you're limited to X amount of pages, 20 pages or 22 pages, 21 pages per story, and you have to make everything fit. I don't know about Sean or Tommy, but a lot of times my gripe in the past, a lot of times writers tend to write too little, or I would say like the writers would give too little space for action sequences and too much space for talk sequences. Do you guys ever run across that, Sean or Tommy?
Yeah, there's screenwriters that write for television. TV is really it was like a piece of furniture. So basically, all the narrative is driven by dialogue, or as opposed to movies, it's more visual. So I think writers these days tend to lean more on the talking. So there's a lot of the book is just happening over talking and eating food.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that in the scripts that you get, right, the stories, the written stories by the writer that you have to then translate into images. The writer often gives too much real estate to what are simple talking pages, and very little real estate to what are action sequences. Right. So
yeah, well, in comics you can do a big fight scene where there's a lot of talking, which seems kind of weird, but that's a comic trope that we do a lot. And I think writers tend to think that you're either fighting or you're talking, so they kind of separate the two, and they end up having lots of scenes of just exposition. And the fight, I think they waste pages with a fight because you really can't further the story. It's just action. But I think the best writers, they have a lot of exposition going on during the fights. Like in the span of one punch, person can go on one of those Shakespearean monologues.
Yeah, it's so oftentimes what I would find is that I would be moving stuff around because I need to allocate maybe another page or 2 for the action. Whereas, like a talk sequence, a 2-page talk sequence can easily be compressed down into 1. But a 1-page fight sequence a lot of times needs 2 or 3 to really express all of this action that's occurring. Give me 1 second. Let me grab a piece of paper. Well,
yeah, I sometimes add panels, actually in this page I just finished on Jupiter's Legacy number 8, there's a part where Mark only had a couple panels on this page. I mean, Mark Miller writes stuff very, gives me, so much, I feel like I could fit almost twice as much on the page than he writes sometimes. There's a certain amount of stuff that, so I always feel like, I could make this a huge, big, giant shot, or I could add a few more panels, and play with the timing and stuff. And so, I think it was only a 2 or 3 panel page, and it was these guys teleporting, and I kept the camera where it was, kind of like on Crispy's last few panels there. It's just so Mark had like a portal showing up on this planet, and then some guys walking through it. I added a panel where there was just nothing, just the background, then a little bit of the portal, then the whole portal open with the guys walking through it, and then a separate shot of us pushing in on them so we could see who they all were really well. So, I ended up adding a couple panels just to help. I could have done it in less, but I don't know. Just kind of help the storytelling, I think. And I had the space to do it, But I could have just made it a splash, just the panel, the portal opening and guys walking through it, But I don't know, it wasn't as interesting to me.
Yeah, so if we were to have broken it down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 panels to tell an action that is actually supposed to happen split second, right? Unless, because something's being thrown at something, especially a giant robot is being thrown at Doom. If you have the distance, let's say if we were to establish this is the vault door, and Doom is standing by the vault door, Batgirl is here. Here's one of the Doom bots, and this is Dr. Doom. And this is maybe, if we want to get really technical, let's say the vault door is roughly, a regular average door is about 3 feet, 3.5 feet wide. This one maybe, let's say, 5 feet wide. If that's 5 feet, they're probably maybe 15 feet distance. Batgirl shoots the grappling gun and then has to twirl. I think in the first page she's twirling it, right? She's twirling him, to build up any kind of momentum, right? So if she twirls him, she has to twirl him all the way back around to hit Doom. Distance of 15 feet, but if you're going to twirl, it's going to add another few more feet to this. In that context where the Doom bot is coming at Dr. Doom, how wide is this force field that he's creating? It looks like it's only about a foot or two distance of his arm from his torso. And so as the Doom bot is about to hit Dr. Doom, how far, it looks like he's creating this, as you've drawn it, he's creating it almost as he's about to hit Doom. And then you have 1, 2, 3 panels in between that action of the Doombot just about to hitting Doom. And so when you do that, is the purpose that you're trying to showcase tension, or is the purpose that you're trying to showcase that Doom is, so smart that he's able to, in such a short amount of time, put up a protective defensive system that's able to thwart Batgirl's kind of amateurish attempt at knocking him out. And this is all something about, again, storytelling. What is it that you want to tell, Crispy, in how the story moves along? So, because if we say certain things, it's not necessarily always the right answer as well. But it's more about how would you tell the story. So, Sean, do you have anything to throw in on this, or Mr. Chen? Did I lose everybody?
No, I think he's just.
Oh, so
I don't know where.
He's muted. I see all that. Okay, so what I would say is, in this context, I would probably how awesome Doom is. So how awesome Doom is, he's able to quickly put up something that's coming at him at a very fast rate of speed, right? So if that's the case, which is kind of my assumption that it was, then the action needs to move fairly fast in order to show how quick and responsive he is to any kind of dangerous situations. And so a lot of this stuff needs to be consolidated into 1 or 2 panels. And so what I might do is, I would say, again, this is also partly my fault in that I didn't write out the story to fully so that we can work from the same platform. I would, off of my head, I would say we've seen in the previous page the Doombot being thrown at him. I might want to show eyes, Doom eyes, and then quickly, if we want to show the whole, the hand, creating the field, and then explosion. So really just 1, 2, 3. And I would say the 1, 2 are very small. So in that, again, this notion of I, we're trying to draw Doom. This is almost in the page before. Right, so if you can imagine this is Doom's face, we're kind of standing, we're almost standing in front of Doom. Batgirl's in the background, swinging. How would this go? I've got to figure out the dynamics. Maybe this way. Right, so that the action is coming towards him. That this is the previous page. Right. Here's the Doombot kind of being tied up. So you know that ultimately there's this collision that's going to happen. Do you want to give the sense that my worry is that there'd be too many eye close-ups across the 2-page? Well, yeah, that's true. There could be too many repetitive uses of something that's supposed to be very dramatic. If you have it more than once, the more times you have it, the less dramatic it becomes. This is an explosion. This is one possible scenario. Here's Doom creating a force field, and maybe just before the Doombot is gonna hit, so it hasn't exploded yet. And then if this was the shot, how would that look? Let's say this is kind of a generic where Doom is just turning and in the foreground is the Doombot. Arriving. You can even use the like shadows to really heighten kind of the situation. Also, how you generate the perspective. Everything pointing towards. Are you guys seeing this, or are you guys understanding this? Chime in if right. So this is let's see here. Right, if this is Doom. Another scenario, let's say if we were to flip this.
I think they're kind of harder to see on the iPad because
It's too
the
bright.
camera makes it blown out.
How do I
Like
change that?
I don't know. Like right now, like I don't see anything.
Yeah, it's way too bright. How do I change? Is that the brightness of the screen?
Maybe. I think it's that plus combination of the
camera?
auto exposure on your camera.
It's focusing on your hand.
I turned the autofocus off, so I don't know why.
So it's focusing on nothing.
You know, minimize the brightness, maybe, or is it?
Yeah, let me see if I minimize the brightness. That helps.
Did you run out of paper now?
I just figured I could do this a little bit faster this way.
I know. I'm just kidding. That looks good.
Okay. I turned down the brightness. And a lot
I
of
thought
times
you used all the paper you had on those
I did. I have no
you
more
know,
blue paper left, so
all the paper that you use every week, and that's even more valuable now for the people that got sketches.
here is a reverse shot of that, where we're behind Doom, and you know, again, all of these, because it's a single image, you want to push the dynamic aspect of, you know, backer really really fleeing the Doombot, and the Doombot, and this sequence here, because it's, you know, again, we like to read here in the West, left to right, but the action is coming right to left. That gives it a greater impact, or a greater sense of danger, right? I don't know if I like this or not. Do you guys have any other ideas?
I think this. Wait, I'm not muted, am I? Can you hear me?
No, yeah, you can hear.
Okay. No, I think these are all good. I mean, it's like. I mean, you could keep going and going, but I think these are all good.
And Doom's body gesture should be that he's
Really trying to shield himself and.
well, probably that he's not really doing anything. He's like very cool and relaxed, right? Because this is not his first time at the rodeo. So
Maybe he's really scared of Batgirl and he's cowering and he's crying.
I think I'm gonna go back towards this version here, and that also what's happening in this image too is that the Doombot, right? The theory here is that Doombot is so big compared to a even though albeit full-figured doom. And we'll probably eventually crop this because that this impending danger is even heightened by just the size differentiations of the good and the bad, or whatever's going to happen before and after. So this is a situation where, again, just even the size of the Doombot, even though we know that Doombot is the same size as Doom, but because of how it's drawn, that this seems like, again, a much greater peril or danger coming towards him. And then again, all the other the bank vault, the debris, or even you can have in here some of the hostages. It creates a different sense of a balance of danger. And I would go from this, making this relatively, you really ultimately have an explosion. I don't know. What did I have here? Eyes, hand. See, even now I go back and I think initially I had written out Dr. Doom eyes and then Dr. Doom hand. And even that, the 2 beats to me is too much, because it has to be an instant reaction. He sees it, boom, that's all he's doing, right? And we have to be able to do that by showing this and the hands. That's too much time. So I would then counter that with so if we just did the previous page, the bad guys being flung, I would just show the hands with, you can do here we go. Here's Doom's hand in the foreground. And it kind of creates already a horizontal panel just because of how it's shaped. And I would just go you can even just a huge explosion panel. You could show some of the residue of almost as a mystery.
Oh yeah, I see. So that's Doom on the right there.
Yeah, so this is Doom here, and this is the Doombot on the left. And the Doombot, as the Doombot is hitting this force field, it's also disintegrating. So we begin to see like the skeletal parts of the Doombot, it breaking up, whereas the legs may be a little bit more intact. You can probably have, if you wanted to react.
What's cool is you can still, end that page on a mystery of, did Doom get, did he survive that unscathed, And then you could turn the page and still do the, continue the idea of the smoke obscuring everything, and then you're like, oh man, he's gone now.
That looks like a parrot. Am I the only one who sees it?
What?
It looks like a parrot.
It's like a vulture.
Like
I see
eating
it.
something.
Yeah, I see it.
Sorry, I was looking down, I was working, and then I glanced up to look at it. I was like, what is...
Toucan Sam.
It is. You got some eye problems. See, now you guys can't see anything else but the parrot.
Well, yeah, I do. He does have an eye. He's like the vultures in the Robin Hood. It just
Yes.
Thanks, Courtney.
I'm sorry.
Somebody
I'm
mute her,
sorry.
please.
Yeah, something's coming out of
I'll
his
mute
mouth.
myself. I'm going. Okay, I'm going.
Oh, Bernard's got to reach around the whole thing.
Okay, so I think here in this last panel is Batgirl with the cape over her, right? And there's some smoke or debris on her cape. So we already show it's a reaction, action reaction, that in this last panel we show that she's already covered herself with her cape, and that there's smoke on there, so that we know that, oh, we assume that debris from the explosion have landed on her cape, but that she had used it to protect herself. And also we can get the point of her eye, if you really wanted to, have a focus on that she's now looking over, like, uh-oh, what did I do? Like, whoops, I didn't know there was going to be this big explosion. And then you can have also debris in the background here, so that we know that the explosion was massive. And then on the next page, we can review. So a lot of what happens is drawing out also this figure image lended itself to become a horizontal panel, the first one, where Doom has his hands out. The second panel, because of just an explosion, and then what we were left with, the third one. So we were able to accomplish in 3. We had in 6, almost. Combine the hand and the eyes with the Kirby Crackle, and then again reestablishing the bank vault. And then this being kind of and this one again, we can also do it in many different ways. But here I would say some of however you do the explosion, we obscure a little bit of Doom's figure in the explosion, so that, does he survive, does he not survive, what's going to happen. All right. Sean, Tommy, do you guys have any other comments or notes about this?
No, but I feel like there's like a lot of other people's pages that I'm looking through right now, and like we're gonna be here till 4 in the morning.
Oh no, this is the last page we're gonna do. Yeah.
You're drawing Monkey King today,
I'm
right?
gonna do the Monkey Prince.
Okay. Monkey Prince, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was sitting here going, man, I really want to spend a lot of time on each page. This is gonna take us forever, man.
That's next week, though.
Next
in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Yeah. Next week we're gonna do
one.
We're gonna do number 1, because the number 1 comes out next week. But let's see here. Okay, so this book just came out today. You guys see this?
Uh-huh.
So this was JP's last book. Let's get the brightness back up a little bit.
Is this the one that Mitch Gerrard's finished?
How do you pronounce his last name? Gerards?
I don't know.
No, he told me one time. I think it's Gerrard's.
It's not like Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers.
It's Gerrard's.
Gerrard's?
He doesn't consider himself to be a real artist, because he says what he does is he just does like Google image searches and photographs and puts it all together and then traces it off. So he kind of hesitates to call himself a penciler, which is kind of strange.
Oh, he traces stuff?
Model, though. you know, him or his friends and his family.
Right. But still, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on there.
Absolutely.
When you translate the photos, it's so much better than the photos.
Yeah, of course.
I agree. Yeah, he's definitely an artist.
Yeah, so if you guys want
Oh,
to...
yeah, so that's all JP.
Yeah, this is all JP, the first 13 pages. This is about Catwoman's earlier childhood.
And it's Stewart, the colorist, right? Dave Stewart?
Dave Stewart, yeah.
Wow, very reserved color palette, which is I think fits his work.
John's always very against like the super rendered.
Wow, it's just completely flat coloring.
Yeah. You look at even how the pages go against each other. This one here,
awesome.
Mostly vertical, but then we go into a smaller vertical transition back into a horizontal, right? So here we're showcasing smoke, legs, smoke, legs, smoke, and then wide shot sitting on the couch, the Joker and Catwoman. And so really using the shape of the panels to further emphasize and tell the story.
So good.
These are my pages drawn over his layouts, John's layouts. In the original version, I had some graffiti on the wall, but I guess I don't know.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Huh. I guess the colorist
You got
rid of it or something.
Yeah,
you got edited.
or maybe he didn't get it. I mean, I don't even know if the inker did anything on this. So I'm looking at this. I don't know what the inker inked. Well, who knows? Because it's fairly rough. This one, I guess they considered that ink. Some of the pages are turned in as inks. But these are all, again, based off of John's layouts. And I had drawn all of these digitally, so. He had also all these picture reference files that I was able to look through, you know, when he was doing this in the fight sequence with Catwoman and Joker in a Christmas store. He had compiled all of these different reference folder for just this page. He had a folder for just the library page, the Wayne Manor Library. Even the chairs that Selina's sitting on. This last sequence here, where it's basically one shot but split into 4 vertical panels of Batman and Catwoman dancing amongst the, well, not dancing, but leaping, but in a dancing format, dancing manner across the skyline of Gotham. This is, the camera really gets blasted out. Huh. Alright, fudge with this later. And then these last pages here are from Mitch. And I believe these are also Mitch did the layouts for these. Is that right, Tommy? He's on mute.
Did Mitch get the photo reference file?
I sent him the photo reference files, yeah.
Yeah, and this was laid out by Mitch.
Yeah. So Mitch had pulled through and did the last half of the book. And here, able to give you kind of a sneak peek into some of the. This was an unused cover sketch. And these were these are the layouts that John had done. You'll also tell in the sequences again he puts in all the word balloons just for the placement, so he understands that there's enough room in case there's dialogue. For the purpose of our assignment, on the stream here, again, there's not a lot of dialogue, so that's the other thing to consider, especially for like Crispy. All those panels, especially the ones where the actions are so small, if there was a word balloon or sound effects, it would completely obscure a lot of the images. So that's another kind of item of consideration. These were the layouts for the pages that I had finished. Some of them a little bit rougher than others, but still a lot of detail in there already. Tommy, Sean, how long does it take for you to do like a layout, a page?
I spend most of my time doing the actual page, so I should probably spend more time on the layout, but usually like around 15 minutes.
Wow, that's
For me,
quick.
it usually takes about anywhere between a half hour, an hour and a half. It depends on the page. But I'd say on average, maybe about an hour or so.
Yeah, it's about.
Because also it's kind of like well, they sort of serve as my pencils, and that's sort of like what yours do too, since we're inking ourselves. And that's what we're showing the publisher. That's what and then that's what I then sent to John Workman to do the lettering. Because I've got all the balloon placements on there, so they have to be pretty thought out. So I can maybe, and also like, it's mentally so draining doing layouts. Like, it's my favorite part, but at the same time, like, I could maybe do like, 5 or 6 pages, and I'm just so burnt out.
Yeah.
But it depends. If I got to lay out, if I only have 2 days to lay out a story, that's what I got to do. But they'll just be really rough.
I mean, this is to me the most fun part of drawing a comic book.
Yeah.
Is the layout, and I take about an hour each, at least, and that's just the hour of sketching and drawing it out. You can tell in some of John's stuff, some of these faces are pretty much realized already in terms of the detail. But then there's also panels in there that are still fairly rough that needs to be fleshed out. And I think that's part of the thing is that you react again to particular moments of the story on the page, and then you go through. And for me, after this layout stage, there's also another level of redrawing. So it's just layers of self-editing.
Lots of times I'll have an idea that I'm afraid I'm gonna forget, so that's why I'll end up taking it to the layout a little further, like, I want to realize this more before I move on. I think that's what's happening with some of the stuff with JP there is you find you're onto something, and so you keep it going for a bit. I love this black and white story.
Yeah.
I didn't know they put that in there. That's cool.
They had included, I think, 2 additional side. This is a Riddler story.
Yeah.
How long ago was this? Do you remember this one?
Say maybe 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah. There's some tribute pieces here in the back.
The first time I've looked at this.
Oh, Rick Leonardi.
Which one?
The one on the right, this one is Rick Leonardi. Batman looking over the drawing desk. With the question, Catwoman. There's Klaus Janson, Dave Stewart on the left. This Chris Batista did a interesting choice, Batman Beyond. Danny and Tamara Bonvillain. It's a nice use of silhouette. Ibrahim Mustafa. Do you guys know Ibrahim?
I think he might have done some other Panic after I left the book.
Real nice guy. Good guy.
That is that guy, right, Fletch?
Abraham, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is a nice piece by Clay Mann, Seth Mann.
That is cool.
He included to build a body of work and be highly regarded amongst our peers. Vanessa Del Rey, the Catwoman. Dave Johnson. Oh, Dave Johnson.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Dave always has a very nice graphic element to his pieces. Very stark. A lot of times he chooses like a very powerful color as a template background.
He commented on this piece on Twitter where he said that he should have made it that Catwoman was kissing a bat, but he was happy with the way this turned out anyway.
Joelle Jones. This is a very nice piece. Very great use of the silhouette again. Having the images fit inside of this cape sitting on top of a gargoyle. The cityscape. It's really very much John Paul. Even really like the distorted Batman signal. And there's Catwoman. Is Sean Martinborough. Chris Sotomayor. Sean Martinborough. I don't think... Did Sean go to SVA? I know Sean worked with John over at Milestone and throughout his career at DC. Sean
inked Challengers of the Unknown and the Logan Wolverine story.
Yeah. And Chris went to SVA with John. He was part of the Bad Boy Studio by Mike Davis. Michael Davis was our mentor at the Bad Boy Studio, and Michael has a piece that he wrote here about John. Kerry Randolph. This is a nice piece. Catwoman and hugging, and Emilio Lopez. Tula Lotte. I know Tula was a big fan of John. Tula, I think, helps organize or runs the Thought Bubble convention out in Leeds, and I know they tried to get him out to come out a few times. Oh, Dave Gibbons. Look at this. This Dave Gibbons piece. With the question, who is this guy? Sean knows this guy.
Rorschach.
Rorschach. Simonson did another one. Walter Simonson, Laura Martin. You don't see Simonson draw a lot of Batman, right?
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
John Bogdan. I always have difficulty. Fletch, how do you pronounce John's last name?
Bogdanov.
Bogdanov?
Bogdanov.
Bogdanov. And Sean Mandrake. This is a very personal story that he told about when Walter Simonson asked John to speak at his class at SVA, and John was a student. It's the first time meeting him. And then this last section, it closes out with a story that John had done of the question. And every now and then he would get very creative with the layouts. Yeah, I remember this panel. This was one of my favorite panels. Sometimes you just remember stuff. And how he's standing in an alleyway. But, you know, it's perfect for the vertical panel, but also how he's composed it, in that everything kind of comes down to him.
Yeah, the alley has no back, which is I have trouble making those decisions because there's stuff back there, but as an artist, you can just leave it out just to make for more impact. You can do that in comics.
That's the beauty
As
of
a photographer,
comics.
you're kind of screwed, you know.
Right. That's the beauty of comics, is that you can really be very selective. And you know, John's this was selective in the sense of storytelling, not in the sense of a lot of other artists, they'll leave stuff out, but that's because they're probably being lazy. This is an attempt where you know, it's for storytelling. So I think many thanks to Marie Javins over at DC Comics. You know, when Tommy and I, we had reached out to her at one point to let her know John's situation. Knew the deadline was coming up on this book, and she was very accommodating, along with everyone else at DC. Yeah.
We should be seeing a PDF soon of the Winterman book.
Yeah, that's almost done. The Winterman Artist Edition. We've been going over. We got all the prints kind of sorted out now, and we should be seeing a final proof soon. So it's still moving along, and
Such a massive book.
yeah, it'll be great to look at once that comes through. I'm sure we're gonna. I don't want to leave on a. Let's leave on a happy note. I mean, this is happy too, but it's also extremely personal and painful. But you know, John was a big part of our lives, so. I'm reading the stream. El Cabon's here, or Cabon Inc. Yojimbo, our moderator. I missed a lot of the chat, so if there's anything that we missed, let's give type it in again. This book is coming out next week.
Nope. Monkey Princess, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Next.
We usually get our comps 1 week before.
Oh wait, one quick question I noticed on the chat. People were all asking if that JP's Catwoman Batman thing was out.
It came out today.
Yeah, it came out today.
Oh, it came out today. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it came out.
Yeah. I mean, you know, well, you know how I feel like I ended up not really wanting to do anything for the book, and hard for me to even look at the stuff. And it's a weird thing. It's hard for us, but I think like, you know, it's a cool book. I think it's really cool to see those layouts, especially. I'm glad that it's there for people to see. You know, I think I have a hard time talking about this stuff and dealing with it sometimes, but I'm excited for the Winterman book, though. I'm really excited for people to see that because it's like such an awesome collection of stuff. And it's going to be great. So we can share some of that eventually on here too and show people.
Yeah, I think in the upcoming weeks, when things get approved, as we move forward with the production of that, we can start showcasing some of that a little bit too. So
JPL was a tremendous talent and even better person, so he will be missed. And it's all in there in that book there. It's and Winterman.
Monkey Prince is next week.
Monkey Prince is next week, yeah. But so we usually get our comps, especially from DC. You get your comps 1 week before the book comes out. So I got a big box came in the mail the other day.
Just a note: Monkey Prince is coming out next week with the regular cover. I'm not sure about the red foil cover. Might be delayed 1 week depending on the shipment. But we've been told that to expect it to be out the week after the red foil envelope cover.
Right. The regular book will be out next week. I think there were some production delays, printing delays for the red envelope, the homeball. But this is the book in hand. I actually have.
It's real.
It's real, and I actually have a red envelope here.
Whoa.
So I'll show you guys.
The unboxing.
So this is a kind of a quick unboxing. This is. I'm overly ecstatic about this.
Man,
Yay!
It's an actual envelope. Harkening back to
Comes
our
with
90s
money.
thing. Yeah, there's money in there.
What?
It's slightly bigger than your normal red envelope, right? Normal red envelopes are not that big. They're literally half the size of an envelope. Right?
I like a lot of money.
How thick is that envelope? How sturdy is that paper?
It's pretty. It's about the same. I mean, usually, you put like, as a kid, you would get red envelopes from the elders, like your grandparents or uncles, and they would usually put money inside. That's hence the red envelope, and it's sealed. It's always, and then you have to like koto. You have to get on your knees and, bow your head, and then you get a red envelope.
Excuse me.
And you save all this money. So this one has some money in it. But this one, let's see. This is the Monkey Prince. The cover itself is. Look at this.
Why do you have that little one with the money in it still? Did you get that when you were little?
This one, I had it. I have a bunch left over. Go over to friends' houses. We gotta have some money ready, But this is the actual. It's a red foil cover.
Wow. Dang.
It looks so good.
It's very shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that replaces the original cover, but this envelope itself.
Man, that is fancy.
Yeah. So.
What comes in the envelope? The standard cover comic, or
No, this gold foil cover. This foil
okay.
cover. Yeah.
Wow.
Was that your idea?
This was Jessica's idea. So.
Wow.
I had tried to push for a red envelope cover when I did the new Superman covers, back in the day. You know, when I was doing the variant covers for New Superman, I did one version that was like an all red envelope kind of, but it was just like a regular cover. But Jessica was able to push through this idea of having an actual red envelope. So.
And are these available at comic shops, or did they already pre-order them, I assume? And
So the
they're
comic
gonna
book
be
store should have pre-ordered these. There might be a delay in shipping of the red envelope variant covers.
Yeah, there's a question in the chat where it was 1 in 10. These were not 1 in 10. These were able to order, at a higher price. And the comic stores had until I think a month ago to order quantity on this. And once the orders are in, that's locked, and it's not able to be reordered. So check with your local comic stores if you can get one of these. Put it on hold.
Yeah, so I think the cover price on this is $12.99, $13 at least. So depending on, I don't know if the stores are marking it up, but there's no price on here.
Yeah, I think there was a wholesale price for the retailers, and it's up to them to set what the price is. It could be $12.99, it could be $15.
Yeah.
Bernard, stop touching it.
Huh? Oh, yeah. My fingerprints are getting all over it. I'm gonna give this out today. So.
Ooh.
I want it
I give this out.
with the money.
With the
fancy
money.
chocolate.
Let's see.
Come on, Uncle Bernard.
Here's the question: is do I sign this
have to
or
cut
do I
that.
sign the foil cover?
Sign both.
Oh, that's 2 signatures
I would sign the foil cover in that space up there. That's
on the
Gold
inside.
pen.
You mean this one here
no, sorry.
on the envelope? Oh, the envelope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign a blank check and put it inside.
I agree with
I
you.
should do a thing where if you get it, I'm gonna stuff 88 of these, and then one of the 88 has like $100 bill in it. So can we flip through this real quick? I don't know. I can flip through the first few pages.
I thought
I gotta get going.
Okay, Tommy.
Yeah, I thought we were doing that next week. The Monkey Prince #1.
Okay, let's look through this next week then.
Bye, Tommy.
I was just saying that to be rude, because I didn't want to look at Bernard's book.
So no spoilers. I'm not gonna get to any of the spoiler pages, but we'll get
There's the
through
part
this.
where he drowns.
This is where and he dies on the next page. He dies on page 5. So that's pretty much it. The rest are all blank. So
The end. Finn.
So all right, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go through any more. We've seen two more pages than they've already showed. This was this sequence here, where he's a little boy, and then he's a little older, and then he's a little bit older, and then he gets a little older. But and then here is the reveal of Batman. Well, it starts out like we're in Gotham. Here's our little Marcus son. This little boy here. He goes to sleep. He wakes up in the middle of the night to thunder or lightning. He walks down the hall. He sees puddles of water. He steps on a puddle of water in the hallway. And as he does that, he looks through the doorway and he sees Batman holding his dad by the shirt. Dad has like an old style cell phone. Mom's yelling like, "Get out of here!" And throws a lamp eventually throws a lamp, So here's Marcus, like, "Mom, Dad." Dad's like, "Go back to your room, son. There's a child in the house." And Batman jumps out the window. before the mom throws the lamp at him, and then he has kind of like a negative reaction, scared shitless. And then they moved out of Gotham pretty soon after that. So they moved around. They moved to Bloodhaven.
So what happens in the end?
Moved to Opal City.
Whole thing.
I can't show the end because that's a cliffhanger. In the Keystone City.
And then he becomes the Monkey Prince.
And then here is current day where he's in high school. And again, as he steps in the water, it triggers a reaction. He's in swim class. And
and as he's stepping on water is his kryptonite.
Yeah, as he steps in water, he has a reaction. He flips back to his childhood days. And then as part of that is to gain his balance, he, inadvertently pushes one of the local bullies.
A white dude.
Well, it's actually this guy's a Filipino kid with dyed blonde hair. So
don't trust the blonde people.
Blondes do have more fun, though, do they? I don't know. Courtney?
I think so.
Is Ace still here?
So.
No. And then, of course, the bullies then push him in the water.
The end.
Oh, wait, so Flash Johnson pushes him in the water?
Flash Johnson, yeah, Filipino Flash Johnson.
The Filipino Flash. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
So why was Batman going after his dad?
What happened?
Okay,
well, that's what you're going to find out.
And was that the Penguin?
That was the Penguin, yeah.
That's all, yeah.
So this is as far as I'll go. So his mom and his dad...
hey, Jerry...
Huh?
I was gonna say Jerry's calling you out on the chat, saying that this costume is a pain in the ass to draw.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you get used to it. You get used to it.
That's always how you're like, yeah. I drew a character earlier in an issue of Jupiter that I was thinking, oh, I'm not gonna have to draw that guy again. And then like 4 issues later, I'm like, shit.
But look at that prop that the Penguin is holding, how elaborate that is. That thing's going to appear just like once. So you can make it really elaborate.
Let's see. What are you talking about? This? The gourd?
Yeah.
The gourd.
Yeah.
The golden.
I think the gourd, if this book does well, the gourd is getting its own book.
This is what we're going to have to draw next week, right, Jerry? The gourd? The golden gourd?
Oh, that's cool. You can put your weed in there.
Well, you could put well, what else could you fit in there? Like it could be a flask, So
yeah,
very
pork.
A lot of weed, actually.
But the Monkey Prince's mother and father, they're like henchmen for bad guys. So
Maybe a little
totally like you got a point.
Huh?
It's totally blowing that stuff.
Spoilers.
just stop.
what happened? Am I giving it away?
What the fuck? We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
it next week.
Yeah, but if you've read the DC Festival of Heroes, you know that his parents worked for what was that doctor?
The crazy doctor.
Yeah, from Shazam.
Dracula.
So this was a sketch that I was going to do. I'm going to turn this into a red envelope postcard, gold foil, like I did for the new Superman chase cards that I gave
When
away.
is Chinese New Year? Anyways?
It's next week. Next Tuesday night is the
Oh,
Chinese. So we're going to be
dang. So
drinking
you-
next Tuesday night and playing games.
You're gonna have to get this thing done.
Yeah, so I got to get
Right.
this done.
Right.
So, and then the idea initially was that Monkey Prince would be riding the tiger since it's the year of the tiger. And then I call up Sean and I'm like, Sean, is there anything else about the tiger that you would know? Is there, well, actually, since we're here, is there any bad luck connotations to someone riding the tiger?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll Google it.
But it's
Well, this is the year of the metal tiger, right?
water
I'm not sure if
tiger.
Water tiger or metal?
I thought it was water tiger.
Oh, maybe you're right.
What the gourd?
The gourd's not in this one, but the water tiger. So I thought, okay, I'll have the tiger on a surfboard, riding like a wave.
Mm.
Right?
No,
No, you're not feeling it, Courtney?
I'm not feeling it. But that's just me.
Well, you can, if you take the surfboard away, it's just, it's just as good. So
Yeah, splashing around.
He's like a
Wait.
magical water tiger, though, so he should just magically command the water.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
He
how-
doesn't know
what it
surfboard.
means. Like, I
Doesn't
thought
the
the
water
tiger
hurt?
made of water.
I thought the water hurt Monkey Prince.
Well,
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
he's riding the tiger to get away from the water.
that's why he's on the tiger. As long as he's not stepping foot into the water, he's okay.
Maybe you could have some penguins going after him. Like at the end of the book.
And Batman back there
Batman, yeah. Well, this is not this is
Isn't it
not
so
related.
funny how-
in the Filipino swim team.
I wonder if Batman gets tired of having to be the guest star all the time.
Yeah, he's all about Batman, from what I hear.
There's a lot of Batman books out there.
Yeah.
So,
This is penciling, right? You're penciling.
yeah, I'm just I was penciling the other day, and then I had to stop. I had to work on other stuff because this is
It'd be really cool if they had there was another Batman book where they used night in it in the title. Would be cool.
what's so
Bitter.
why is Jerry having difficulty drawing this costume?
Yeah, it's not easy. I have to skip out on Battle of the Sketches because I'm on a deadline now. I wanted to draw this one because it looks like it would be great for watercolor.
Yeah. I'll be good, but I think Jerry was saying about the clouds.
Yeah, there's some organic stuff going on.
Well, the nimbus clouds, yeah. So he rides around on nimbus clouds. He doesn't actually. That's his form of flying, is that he goes on a cloud. So, I will say this is one note. I haven't said this anywhere else. The hair is there's a lot of like inside.
It's a poop emoji.
Similar. So his hair, I have when he's Monkey Prince, the hair points up. The tip points upwards. When he's Marcus' son, the human, it points down. So I thought it'd be kind of like a cool, how Clark Kent has that S, right? Or how Clark Kent wears like glasses, and somehow in the comic book world you can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman just because he has glasses on.
Subtle.
Right, like a little subtle, so that the hairstyle is pretty much the same, except when he's human, when he's Marcus, it's all black, but when he's the Monkey Prince, it's kind of brownish. But that the hairstyle points up as a differentiating factor. So, anyways.
When
Looks
you
fun to draw.
him, when you're drawing him riding those clouds, so nimbus clouds are real clouds, but when you're drawing, is it the stylized like Chinese graphic of a cloud
Yes.
with the curlicue?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a major difference too in the clouds that are being drawn. Whenever he's riding on a cloud, it's on a nimbus cloud, so they have smaller curlicues on them. Let me see if I can.
Oh, he's breaking out the iPad again.
You
Wow.
always see those clouds in those dragon art, like pictures of dragons.
Yeah, you can see here, like at the bottom of the clouds, I've added kind of these magical curlicues, right? And those are indicative of like ancient Chinese art where they draw the clouds in this format. It's become a very kind of like designery motif. Where's another page? I have something here. This I can show this page.
Bernard, what's a pig? character's name again?
Pigsy.
It is.
猪八戒.
Eli.
It's Sifu Pigsy. Sifu is
Master.
master or teacher. Pigsy. 猪八戒 is his Chinese name, but Pigsy is kind of how it's been translated.
That's nice. So the cloud isn't completely like a stylized icon. You're kind of like making a hybrid real and hybrid graphic.
Yes, yeah, it's hybrid, real,
cloud.
hybrid.
So
this is on the outside of real clouds on here. Is like how I'm rendering real clouds. But that they're on a cloud that's a little bit more magical, and kind of almost always has like a little bit of a tail. Indicate movement, but also just to differentiate. So there's a little bit more rendering in the clouds, but again, the curly cues are also in perspective with the shape of the cloud itself. So it's not a complete graphic element. It's integrated into kind of the three-dimensionality of it. And then here, they're drinking the tea boxes. So.
And smoking weed.
Smoking weed? Is it legal? Is lead legal in Gotham? So
I think
Pixie's a lot
Batman would be narc about it.
Pixie's a lot of fun to draw because
yeah, it looks like you're having fun drawing him.
yeah, when you know as how should we say, husky. When I was younger, I had to shop in the husky department at Sears for my clothes. Do they still have that? Do they? I don't know. I mentioned this earlier.
They don't even have Sears.
Well, they don't have Sears anymore, but
yeah, there's
because I was
Bernard
chubby.
just wears really nice Nikes and Sears clothing.
I was very chubby when I was younger, and so when you're chubby too, you notice that you actually have boobs. So it's always fun to reflect and draw like actual fat boobs on Pixie. So
That's a nice rack.
yeah, he has nice. These are like, I would say like a size double D.
For his size,
got a nice
it
rack.
might be bigger.
I mean, Zubajian, the Pigsy character in the Journey to the West, he was this symbol of like glutton, of excess. He would eat, sleep. He was a womanizer. He was very much a person about vices. So he would go on these, the Journey to the West, where they're going from China to India to collect the Buddhist scriptures. He would be tasked with, or he would choose whatever tasks would require him. Sometimes he'd be a lookout. He's like, okay, I'll be a lookout. So then I'll go, and then you'll see like a field of like food, like fruits and stuff, and then you go eat and then take a nap, and then kind of mess up his duties as the lookout. J.C. Penney's is still around. I think J.C. Penney's is still around.
J.C. Penney is still around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody's interested? There's a show on Netflix called New Legends of Monkey, based in Australia, I think, which tells their adaptation of the Monkey King story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like 2 or 3 seasons now.
Is it like the original, like based off of the original Journey to the West?
It's based off of that, yeah, but it's a little bit cheesy, more like a Merlin type of show. But my niece and nephew, they're teens, and they really enjoyed it. They're the ones who actually told me about it.
Jerry does not like it.
Well, Jerry's Monkey King character, like he was very specific with the sneaker, Nike Air.
Yeah.
I mean that was, I had these guys' sneakers are based off of my brand Black sneakers, but I've simplified them a little bit too, so that it's just a couple of different shapes. Simple Man still shops at the Husky section. I wonder, is that PC now, or is there a different term? I remember when JCPenney and Sears, like every year you get like this thick catalog, Did you guys have those when growing up? Like the
Yeah, I
thick.
used to hide them in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
best.
were huge.
Yeah.
Just the lingerie.
Oh, that's what I was getting at. Those are the best sections, right? That was the only time you could look at stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, uh, let's cut out of here. We've been here on 2 hours. I don't want to hold you guys. Let's give this out.
When does the Last Dragon show up in the Monkey Prince?
The Last Dragon. What are you talking about?
Like with Vanity?
With with Show Enough?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should
I'm
I
so glad that you knew what I was talking about.
should I give this out this week or should I give it out next week?
Next week.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give out the regular cover this week.
Hey, we should start a new line of husky stuff, though. I think.
Yeah,
We
like I
should.
said, it's big and tall. Yeah.
Well,
I
fashion.
would like call it dense.
Huh?
Dense.
Dense.
Dense. It's big and tall. I mean, that's a PC
Big
term.
and tall. Men's warehouse.
I like dense.
Dense. Just
Yeah.
dense.
Oh, instead of
What do you-
calling it husky, you're calling it dense.
Yeah.
Well, instead of big and tall, cool and chunky.
Cool and chunky. What about just thick?
Thick and dense. And it's like two guys. It'd be like me and Fletch, like thick and dense. You know, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like
Do you
that.
Thick and you're dense?
What
Track.
what about what about density?
Dense city.
Yeah, I like it.
Right? Well, oh, beefcake. Simple Man's got one. Why don't I just call it beefcake? Beefcakes. Man thick. All right. Who wants to? Courtney, you want to text me a number between 1 and 100?
For what?
Give out this Monkey Prince number 1.
The
For
thickening.
for the red one?
No, for this regular cover.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
I can't win it then.
The red one. The red one. Give it
Yeah,
out
she can't win
next
it
week.
Okay. 1 in 100.
Density's child.
that's the kid line.
That's the kids department.
That's the husky line.
Bernard, you said 1 in 100.
What if you called it musky instead of husky? That's the men's line,
Oh,
musky.
Muskie's our cologne. Our cologne line.
Oh, that's our
Yeah.
cologne line. That's musky.
Yeah, this is. I think we got a good idea here. Shit. Muskie is just like, and the bottle is just, and it comes with like chest hairs in the bottle.
Yeah, it's for comic book readers. It's like
You can find
Um,
all these.
Courtney, you texted me a number? What between 1 and 100?
I asked you to clarify if you wanted one because you're like 1 in a million usually.
Well,
So 1
in
in
100.
1 in 100.
Okay. Okay.
Text me a number between 1. It's open to anybody in chat.
Don't
Not me though.
Agnes Lamb, Dr. Midnight, how you doing? Hey, it's just some dude. Hey, it's just some dude. I gotta get I owe Hey, it's just some dude a Nightwing sketch from like 3 or 4 years ago. So I think we'll
wow.
do that in one of the streams coming up too. Between 1 and 100. First time chatter, Insolent 4. Good to see you, Insolent 4. Make sure you hit that follow button or that sub button on the. Actually, just follow on Twitch. Let's see here. Anybody else? Must be present to win. Thank you, Yojimbo. How does CGC work for that cover? I don't know. I don't know how CGC would work for the red envelope cover. How would it work for a cover that would be like sealed, like in the past? Do you have to sign both?
But they have different sizes though that they CGC, don't they? Besides comic book size, they have magazine.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a regular size, the red envelope, because I mean it has to fit inside the envelope, so slightly bigger. But man, this thing is pretty nice. This one's already not a 9.8 already.
And the back.
So the editor is Jessica
Chen. Yeah.
Chen. Okay, yeah.
Are you guys related?
Chen is like Smith in Chinese.
Chen is a very common last name. Okay, anybody else want to guess the number? Lurky Lurk. Is Lurky Lurk going to lock it up? Are we done with all the guessing of the number? Okay, Lurky Lurk, lock it up.
She didn't guess it.
Wait, I need guess still.
Courtney didn't get a guess in. Courtney, did you want to guess to win this cover? You wanted to win the red one, right?
Oh, come on.
No, I want the red one. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I could get both. I could get really lucky and be asked to pick a number next time too.
Remind me, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so Courtney's number is 82.
Oh, someone picked 88, right? I think.
Did someone get 88?
Somebody picked 85.
Someone got 85. Simple Man, Tony got 85. Okay. Cabone 77. Golf Boy, well, Simple Man and Golf Boy both got 85.
It's the first one. Simple Man
first with the 85. Is there another one on the other side of 85? 79?
Courtney got 82. That's crazy.
Courtney got 82. Courtney actually got it right on the dot.
I know. That's so crazy.
Oh, Golf Boy went with 86. He had 85, and then he went 86. If he had gone down 84,
he would have
won. Tommy got 99. Okay. Well, Simple Man, congratulations. I think, is K-Pop Junkie here? I didn't see her. I think she won something a while ago. I didn't write it down. But okay. Well, congrats, Tony.
Well deserved. I mean, Simple Man does all the homework and then some.
Yeah, Simple Man's been pumping out a lot of artwork, and it's actually it's improving. Over the last few months, since Simple Man's taking back up the pencil, he's putting in a lot of work, and the work is coming out. There's a lot of improvement between the stuff that he's doing now, and he just did a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The more you draw, the better you're going to get. The more you draw, the more reps. Challenge yourself. A lot of times I think when you're a younger artist, you tend to draw stuff that you're comfortable with, that you can draw already, and you repeat things in that kind of area. And what you want to do is you want to challenge yourself to improve. So
you always see that, like, where you get that kid who really loves to draw tennis shoes, and then it's just then he's doing comics about tennis shoes talking to each other and stuff.
It's a mental illness starts very young sometimes.
And then that guy runs Pixar now.
They're all autistic in Pixar.
I should be CEO.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. You guys got any last words? Fletch?
Just happy to be dense and thick here.
Density. Because I was saying density because it's like you are my density from Back to the Future. Courtney, you have any last words?
No, it's good to see everybody on the chat again.
Tommy?
I'm
feeling a little sick, so I'm gonna get going.
Oh.
Oh.
Jeez.
I feel like kind of like I'm gonna barf.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Hey, wait. Hang on, maybe I can do it on camera.
Yeah, you patch into Discord, switch into the video mode on Discord.
Oh,
All right, if that happens, I'll do that.
yeesh.
Sean, congratulations on your new project.
Yeah, I'm kind of laying low for a while. Nothing on Instagram or anything. Nothing to promote because I'm in drawing mode. So
Telling you, Sean,
Dude,
draw it on the iPad.
Is it? Did you say what book it is, Sean?
I don't think I'm supposed to say.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they've solicited
no
it
big
yet.
deal. Yeah.
So it's a
Sean, you can just do a rough draft, and then next week bring it on, and then Bernard will finish it for you, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, is your book being inked by Scott Hanna?
It could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we know what it is.
Is it Spider-Man?
No, it's not. It's not a. No, it's nothing like that.
Of
It's
course.
this. I worked with this writer before, and they called me back again. But the good thing is, this writer has moved on from this book to the X-Men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Fingers crossed. You know.
Don't spill the tea.
I'm intrigued now.
It's Chris Claremont.
Well, you should. Yeah. I mean, you should ink your own stuff, Sean. I have faith in you.
Sean, you're a good artist, man.
You're okay, Sean.
I think you should draw it
You're just
digitally,
okay.
Sean. I think you should draw it on the
I
iPad.
think you should do a watercolor.
Yeah.
You can't do it, can you, Sean? I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that part of the hustler.
Not on
where you
deadline
keep
yet.
it now.
All right. Well, happy holidays, everybody. Next week, Lunar New Year.
No.
We get to see the rest of this book.
All right. We're gonna do dramatic reading, or we don't do dramatic reading.
Well, we could.
Oh, you can be the comicsology guided view, right? Just read the whole thing to us.
No, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I don't know.
You almost did that today.
Almost. No, I just got through the first. There's a lot of pages in this first one.
She said, "Get out of here! I'm gonna hit you with the lamp."
That's Courtney's line.
No, I'm gonna be the penguin.
Oh, we could do a dramatic reading next. Okay, Monkey Prince #1, dramatic reading next week.
And and Chinese New Year.
And Chinese New Year, where we're going to be gambling. Can we gamble?
If you want to lose.
Can we gamble
Those
online?
dice thing, dice in a
play
teacup.
some dice games. Give away some
I'm
prizes.
gonna do a reading if I can do it in Show Enough's voice.
You can do you can do the Filipino
Batman.
bad guy in the show enough.
Tommy.
That might be Batman.
Tommy, who is the master?
Yo,
Show enough.
And then,
This is gonna be animated before you know it, with our dubs over.
and then we'll give away this red envelope cover next week.
That's mine. You don't need to give it
And
away.
Courtney, and you'll have an
You
opportunity
pick
to
the
win.
number. You should pick the number.
All right, thank you everybody. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Happy holidays.
See you next.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
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 Oh wait, we should
Bye.
rate somebody. Sorry. All right, we're back.
Oh, yeah.
We're back. We gotta rate somebody. Who should we rate? Who else is on? Should we rate Trainwreck? Should we rate Amaranth?
Someone with titties.
Crispy, who should we raid? This was Crispy Egg Roll's critique stream today. Anybody have is Michael on?
Is your favorite Crease? Is he on?
Is Kreese on?
No, not right now, but he's back on Twitch again.
Is he? Anybody have
Is he the one with the wife beater?
Yes.
Because he went to SBA.
He has nice bony shoulders. I appreciate that.
What about all right, nobody's giving me any suggestions on who to raid. So I only have Trainwreck, Rothstein, Amaranth,
Kabong says,
PokerStar, huh?
Kabong says S7A71X. That's pretty
Who's
good.
that? S?
S7A7IX or 71X. 7IX.
Okay, all right. This
That's
better
the
not
next
be any
COVID.
kind of. Is this a hot tub stream, El Capone?
I've never seen one. Let's go check it out.
I wonder.
Great.
I wonder, as a result of all those hot tub streams earlier last year, if there was a lot of water damage in these apartment buildings.
Oh, they're like real hot tub.
Well,
Like why though?
It's like an
What's the
inflatable hot
point?
tub, but
Why?
Well, I mean, like, why don't they use like a real tub? Or I just don't.
because they live in an
I don't get-
apartment that doesn't, they're trying to stream from their homes, so they buy these inflatable hot tubs and they put it in the living room, and they fill it with water,
I'm listening.
right? And then they sit in it for like a
Mhm.
couple of hours, or bedroom.
It's good
the gym
stuff.
bedroom. But then
It's good stuff.
are there additional water-borne diseases? Right, like
With
how
them,
often does that
they
water
just
get
go.
changed out? You know, do they put chlorine in the water like a pool, and then do they get like, are they like raisins now, where?
I just feel like it looks awkward in my imagination.
All right, let's just raid. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Tommy really.
Oh, it's an alien.
Oh, intended for mature readers.
Is it? I can't see it.
Yeah. He's drawing some alien of some sort.